Welcome to another episode of AniBreak, the show where we break down the week's hottest topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we're going to talk about, well, let's start off with Madoka. The first two movies have had a really amazing hit in terms of, it was sold out at the 5 locations that it was initially screened at in the United States, in Los Angeles, Chicago, and whatnot. And a lot of people were like, okay, that's cool, it's coming stateside, but I want to see it, and I'm nowhere near those locations. Well, you're in luck. Aniplex USA has actually heard your cries, and they are extending, or I should say more expanding, their locations in terms of where they're going to show the films. Places we have set so far, Kansas City, Missouri, Buffalo, New York, also Akron, Ohio, Cedar Lee in Cleveland, even up in Seattle they're going to get a shot at it. And, of course, the Hollywood Theater in Pittsburgh. Most of those will be shown sometime mid-December. So you guys still have some time to, find which location is best for you. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend doing so. If you want an idea of what to expect while waiting in line and go and check out these amazing double feature, go check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/OtakuLife.net. And we posted up a video of our coverage of the Los Angeles screening, and we had an absolute blast there. I even had a chance to actually speak with Mr. Henry Goto, which is actually the president of Aniplex of America. Not only I talked a little bit on not just the Madoka movies and bringing them stateside so soon, but also what to expect. And they have what he's calling box. He has 2 or 3 like really cool box sets coming stateside in the next about 3 or 4 months. Go check out. You guys will enjoy that. So you guys haven't seen it yet, and you're in one of those areas, you're in luck. Go buy your ticket ASAP, because if the first 5 showings across the country are any indication, these are going to sell out fast. Alright, let's move on to a bit of news about Dragon Ball Z. We've been talking about for a little while here and there that, oh yeah, they're making a Dragon Ball Z movie. And it's a combination of CG and hand-drawn animation, and that's about all we know. I mean, the only information we got recently was just this picture. This is actually, one of the first posters they brought up for Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. Looks to include quite a number of characters from the series, both good, good side and bad side. And the fact I'm seeing Majin Buu in there was actually, wait a minute, that's odd. I wasn't really expecting to see Majin Buu in this. But I'm glad to see Piccolo's back. I'm a big fan of Piccolo. And of course, all your favorites, Vegeta and, Trunks. So, that's happening. There's really not much to it than that. We don't have much information yet. All we know is it's going to take place between a couple of the different manga chapters. I believe 517 and 518. And it's basically within a 10-year time skip. So, yeah, it'll be fun. I'm just hoping they go along the path of like Dragon Ball Z Kai, where the time it takes to charge up isn't like 30 minutes. Because if they try to make this into a complete series, they can easily go back the same Dragon Ball Z route. Okay. Let's talk about a manga that I started to get interested in last July. I heard it back then. It was released last March. It's called Nobunaga no Chef. It's a manga series about a chef, modern day chef. He's a French chef, and he gets transported back in time to the Edo period and meets up with Nobunaga, and becomes his personal chef. And it goes through his story of how he survives throughout that time frame. There's a woman that he starts falling in love with. How he relates cooking to battles, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's definitely has a more serious note than previous recent films or manga and anime that go back into the Edo period, but still fun. I highly recommend you guys going to check this out. You can find it online. I believe a few of the novels actually made it stateside. But the reason why I'm bringing up this manga, it was actually greenlit for a live-action adaptation for a drama series over in Japan. This is going to be a series that I hope that, for lack of a better company, or Crunchyroll, to actually pick this up so I can start simulcasting this. This one actually sounds really good, and it has massive potential to be, a really epic show. Of course, my thought process on this might be somewhat swayed because the fact that Iron Chef is now returned, and that just made my mouth water. So who knows? But yeah, go check it out. You can find the manga. It's called Nobunaga no Chef. All right. There really wasn't much in terms of anime news this past week. One of the bigger news for stateside release is Viz. Obviously, they've been pushing their Neon Alley service on, I believe, on the Xbox 360, I think it is, or I'm sorry, PlayStation 3. So you can go check it out. It's $7 a month. It's all uncut anime, albeit it is dubbed. But you know what? It is supporting the industry, and I think it's actually kind of nice. It offers something different from what you get from, like, the Anime Network or Crunchyroll or even Funimation, which puts all their stuff on Hulu. There's even some stuff on Netflix. So you have your selection of which anime where you want to watch here and there. But for Neon Alley, the fact that it's strictly English dub, they're going to get a series out there that I weren't expecting, like this one, Lagrange. This was actually I'm going to say a unique anime. It definitely has, it's hard to explain. You know what? I'm going to do one better. I'm just going to play their recent trailer for it, for Neon Alley, and we'll talk more afterwards. What can be said about the dub other than its English dub? That's the only bit I've actually seen of the English dub, so I can't give one way or the other if it's gonna be good or not, at least on that dub. The series itself, the dialogue's pretty corny, but the action scenes are pretty awesome. So if anything, give it a shot. If you guys have a PS3, I actually just recommend picking up Neon Alley on your PS3, just for the sole fact that, one, it is supporting the industry, which means we might get more anime stateside. It doesn't have to be just from Neon Alley, from Viz. It could be anywhere. Get stuff from Crunchyroll if their app ever worked on the PS3. I know, I bash Crunchyroll on their app all the time. I'm just sad because I watch, anime on Crunchyroll and Netflix and whatnot all the time, but I'm always stuck here on my computer. I would love to be able to sit on my couch and actually watch it on, on a big screen. But the app never works, so, oh well. I know, first world problems, so. You guys can check that out. That's Lagrange. It starts in January on Neon Alley. Sega fan in the chat goes, if Neon Alley was on Wii, I'd be happy. I was surprised that they decided to go for a single console. There's really not much, I would think, to actually spread it amongst all three major consoles with PS3, the 360, and the Nintendo Wii. With the fact that the Wii U is coming out on Sunday, and it already has a slew of online streaming connections with, I think, Amazon and Hulu Plus and Netflix, it won't be that long of a shot for either Crunchyroll or Viz to put their apps on the Wii U. If you guys pick up a Wii U on Sunday, I'm pretty jealous because I don't have the money to pick one up. I will eventually, but I'll be missing out on the first run of titles and consoles. Semafugu doesn't understand why I'm having problems with the Crunchyroll app. I've troubleshooted it as best I could in a number of different ways, and I don't know. If anything, I still have the iOS app on my iPad, and of course I can always sit here on my computer, so it is what it is. But let's talk about Cowboy Bebop. You saw me get incredibly excited a few weeks ago when it was announced that the series is getting a Blu-ray release in Japan. And one of the quintessential parts of Cowboy Bebop and what made it so special was the music. Yoko Kanno is the goddess of anime music, and I know you agree with me on that. And there were, I would say, 8 or 9 different albums that actually came out over the course of the 26-episode series, plus the movie. And a lot of it went out of print. I think all of it went out of print. Well, to coincide with the release of the Blu-ray, they are reissuing every single soundtrack in Japan. So everything from the Future Blues DVD, which actually had footage of the band The Seatbelts actually performed the music, actually performing a concert with it. Vitamin List, you have Blue, even the Remixes album, which I really enjoyed. They're all coming out again. They're all being reissued. I have I have all of these. But unfortunately, like, cases have been cracked, and I've lost, some cover art, and wasn't really the best with my CDs back in the day. I might have to go broke to pick up some of these things. So, yeah, once the information is released about where you can actually buy these at, they're going to be released on the 21st of December, so you have some time to save up. But the moment that's announced, like, you can go buy it here, I will let you guys know on the website, and yeah, we all can go broke together. But it'll be for a good cause, for damn good music. Okay, before we move on, I want to talk a little bit of a rant, I should say, about appreciation days. As you might have known, yesterday on the 13th was Cosplay Appreciation Day. And the internet was aflutter with all the people saying, you cosplayers are awesome, and you guys deserve a day to, as appreciation for all the work you guys do and put in, months and months of work on your outfits. The really good ones, I should say. For me, I give massive props to those people for a number of reasons. One, their talent. Two, their confidence. Because I've always wanted to cosplay. I have yet to cosplay. Sometime in the future when I actually met my weight loss goal. But the way I see it, these people work their ass off to put these things together. And they give more than just one day a year, where they can actually show off their hard work and be appreciated. That's called anime conventions. That's called events. That's called anime clubs. I mean, there are, I would say, almost every single weekend in the United States, there are at least one, if not two, anime conventions somewhere in the United States, where you can go and cosplay and be appreciated. And I mean, you guys deserve this, the applause and the merit, because you guys worked your asses off on these outfits. I'm not a fan of giving, like, additional credit like that, about giving an appreciation day just for cosplayers. Your appreciation day is every single weekend when you go to a con. And this is not bashing them one way or another. I'm not sure why this really, like, hit a nerve with me when I read it. I always read things like, hey, look, 3 days ago, on the 11th, I think was Pocky Day, and, Miku has a day, and even beyond just anime and cosplay, there's days for video games, and there's days for causes, and there's days for different races. And to me, I know the initial idea of having these days and recognition months and whatnot was to try to get awareness out there. Well, due to the fact that there's the internet and people can get online and people can read this stuff and keep themselves informed, I never understood the need for these days anymore. And then when I read something like Cosplay Appreciation Day, why? I tried to find the origin of Cosplay Appreciation Day, and I wanted to find if it was actually started by some either cosplay forum or some company that was selling cosplay supplies, something to actually try to drum up more revenue for themselves. I can't rant too much about this. All I'm just say is that people who work their asses off on cosplay outfits, they do get massive appreciation, not only just at cons, but also online when they post their pictures and people take, dozen pictures during an event, and then they post them for thousands to see online. Do they really need a day to call themselves? No. Am I looking for a day for myself to, hey, Podcasters Day? No, I don't need that. But thank you, Sam. Cosplay Appreciation Day is whatever day people decide to go to a con. Damn straight. So, enough of that. I just thought it was absolutely dumb. They deserve all their recognition and credit. They don't need a day to themselves. So, on that note, let's talk about something that you can wear. Bad transition, I know. I came across this earlier yesterday. I'm a big fan of Tiger and Bunny, and the outfits that the heroes wear are pretty cool. I mean, I can't deny that. And so when Bandai was announcing, hey, we have these really cool figures that are coming out, they're a foot tall and they're fully posable and they look awesome. And I agree, they look amazing. I can't afford the $200, $300 plus price for them. But of course, they decided to go one more. I mean, of course they have your 1/8, 1/6 scale figures. Then they have the 1 foot tall figures that are, pretty cool. Then they decided to come out with this. It is a 1/1 scale helmet of Wild Tiger's outfit. How freaking cool is that? I'm looking at this. This looks absolutely incredible. Best thing about it, it actually like opens up and it works. It's an actual helmet. Now, granted, they say, oh, it's only for display. That's not going to stop, certain fans from, breaking the bottom of this and actually turning into an actual helmet or using it as a base model for their own cosplay design. Oh, it is amazing. It looks awesome. Unfortunately, though, this thing is more expensive than those highly detailed, highly articulated figures that we were talking about before. This has a retail price of 37,380 yen. That's right, we're talking over $400 for this. Yeah. Now, some people will say, yeah, this is absolutely worth it. And I'm sure, like I said, certain people will probably buy this and either try to modify it to actually wear it or use it as a base model to create their own for their own cosplay outfits. $400 though puts it strictly out of my price range. I mean, I have a couple figures coming in over the next few months, and over those few months, the total amount altogether is not even as much as what this one helmet costs. But it looks so cool, and it comes out next February for, like I said, $400. If you guys have the money for this, and if you really want it, go for it. If I had the money and I had that much expendable, funds, hell yeah, I'd buy this. Am I going to? No. I'm just going to look online and drool at it, and yeah. Who needs gas? Yes, Sam. But say figures or even that helmet wasn't really your thing. You're saying, I'm already highbrow. I like to, keep to myself, and I want some more of the finer things in life, and I like to play, games like chess or something like that. Well, you can still get in on the fun. Because there is a Fate Zero chess set. Again, all my money. Want this so bad. This looks incredible. From what I've been reading online, the quality of the detail between each of the characters, each of the pieces, kind of varies. You get a little more detail on, say, Saber than you do on anybody else. But, I mean, like, Berserker, it's okay, but it's nothing spectacular. As a set, though, I think this is actually pretty incredible. Now, you can actually pre-order these. These come out next March, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, next March. And these are actually a little more palatable to the wallet, I should say. For the set of 6, it's only for 4,430 yen. So you're looking about maybe $60 plus shipping. I have a pretty nice chess set. I think this might need to be a part of it. It'll be nice. Again, I'm looking at all these things and I'm still looking for a job. So, I can only drool along with the rest of you guys. The last bit of figure news that I want to talk about is actually a character from Idolmaster. Idolmaster was a guilty pleasure of mine, and I'm sure it was for many of you as well. And there's been a slew of figures that have come out so far for the series. Not only the games, but the anime series and just everything. And they varied in quality. I would say that some had like really, really nice quality, and then some were it doesn't even belong in a vending machine that bad. But there's one coming out that I think is actually right smack dab in the middle. It's like, it's pretty good quality. It's not the best, but I think it's something I may look into. It's Azusa Mira, and she looks cute. You know, I like the outfit. The outfit is very playful. It almost looks like halfway between like a party dress, and somewhat like a kimono in some circumstances. It looks cute. My only thing with it is that the hair. The hair, although it looks like it's actually moving, it's in the wind, it doesn't look very, what's the word I'm thinking of? The quality just isn't really there. Now you have a couple different hairstyles. The short hair one actually looks a lot better because there's not so much there. But it looks nice, I think. It definitely has, you're right, Nice Star. It definitely has like a 1960s era style in terms of the dress. But I think it looks cute. I mean, of course, it has the hat that's detachable, and you know, they definitely captured the character's essence pretty well. Now you can definitely get this. It's per right now. It's on a number of places. I'm looking at HobbyLink, Otakute, Hobby Search, AmiAmi, CD Japan. I mean, it's even on JList. You can get this one pretty much everywhere. It is a little on the pricey side, considering that it's 8,500 yen. So you're looking about $100. That's about that point where I'm looking at it. I'm going, could be good. Maybe yes, no. It depends if I find a job by then. But it's at least nice to look at. All right, let's talk about a series that I'm very glad is making its return, but not in the way I thought it was. It's Record of Lodoss War, and it just looks amazing. Let's just play it, and we'll talk about how it's coming back afterwards. I'm looking at this going, all right, cool. We're going to get more Record of Lodoss War. This is awesome. I love the novels. Now that, you know, I love the anime, and now it's coming back again. All right, this is cool. No. I mean, it is coming back, but not as an anime. It's not even coming back as an OVA. It's coming back as an online card game. You heard me right. Online card game. They spent all that money on, you know, that animation. It's like, oh, this is so cool. Online card game. And you can't even play it right now. It's currently in closed beta. They literally took, I mean, I understand card games are still very popular. I mean, hell, I still have, you know, my Magic and my Yu-Gi-Oh decks. But you take Record of Lodoss War, which had some unbelievably epic stuff in it, and you make it a card game that I can't even join right now. Yeah, there's only one thing I can really say to that. Yeah, I'm hoping that if this card game takes off, and the fact that it has Record of Lodoss War around it, it should. I'm hoping that with the fact that Berserk is getting, you know, a refresh, like basically it's coming back with the movies, and if that becomes popular as well as this card game, they need to continue on the series. I don't care if they even reboot it, just bring back Record of Lodoss War. Yeah. Enough of that. We're going to talk about a little of, you know, going into games. I kind of teased on the tweet about tonight that there's a new Excel World OVA. Michael and I briefly talked about this during From Mother's Basement on Sunday when I was at his place. It's EX02. EX01 came out about a month or two ago. Had some new models and it looked awesome. Well, EX02 is coming bundled with the next Excel World game. This is going to be on PS3 and PSP. So I want to play this video, and what's nice about this video, it talks mostly about the OVA, where all the characters, both in their digital form and in reality, go to a hot springs. If you have seen this, you know, seen the series, and you put those characters and their personalities into a hot spring, you kind of know what to expect. Yes, it's pandering. Yes, it's fan service. But you know what? I don't care. I love it. So let's watch and enjoy. Yeah, I foresee a wallpaper coming in my near future. Yeah. So I know this entire episode has been almost dedicated to stuff that you were going to empty your wallets for and import a crap load of stuff from Japan. I know a lot of you already do that. When I had a job, I did the exact same thing, and I'm not going to stop. And of course, this is just tied in with that. So the game, like I said, comes out both on PSP and on the PS3. If you get it on PS3, the OVA comes out on a Blu-ray, whereas if you buy it on PSP, thankfully you don't have to be able to sit there and watch it on your PSP screen. Kind of surprised it didn't come on the Vita, but whatever. What it does come with is a DVD. So if you want high quality fan service, onsen stuff with Excel World characters, buy the PS3 version. Comes out January 31st, so you have time to get your pre-orders in. You're looking at about $90 for the PS3 version or about $80 for the PSP. Again, I recommend going with the PS3 just because higher quality. And for some reason, I'm still surprised it's not come out on the Vita. Must be some business thing, but yeah, I thought it was cool. It looked awesome. Now I've talked about stuff that's cost well over $80 and above. You know, upwards of $400 so far this episode. I want to talk to you about something that is only $10. I know you can afford $10 because I know I can afford $10. You heard me, weeks ago, absolutely stoked about Jet Set Radio, getting an HD re-release. I picked it up on the PS3 for $10, and I've played it at least 6 times straight through. It's absolutely fun. But it was to come out on the PS Vita as well as mobile devices, Android and iOS devices. And that hasn't happened yet. I'm willing to spend another $10 to get it on my iPad, so when I go out and about I can play it. We finally have a date for that. November 29th is when it comes out on Android and iOS devices. If you want to get it on PS Vita, it comes out a little earlier on November 20th. Again, $10. $10 for what I think is one of the best games that ever came out on the Dreamcast. Which I still think is the best console of all time, but that's just me. So that's about it. Go check it out. Jet Set Radio, end of this month on PS Vita, Android, and iOS. $10. Go get it. Let's talk a bit about Grand Theft Auto, because I know everybody's talking about it. I was never the biggest of Grand Theft Auto fans. I mean, I still played them all, but it was usually months after the hype went down. I'm like, okay, let me check this out and see how it is. And I will give, Take-Two and Rockstar, they put together some really, really nice stories in their games. Yes, people focus on, you can kill hookers and you can go steal stuff and whatnot. That's only part of it. But they always created a damn good story. That's one of the reasons why, months after the hype, I would go pick it up, because I still want to check it out. It's been over a year since the last trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5, and finally we get some information about the story, and not one, but 3 main protagonists. So I thought it was actually kind of cool. It definitely piqued my interest, so let's go ahead and play that. See what I mean? I mean, yes, they kind of almost go for like the buddy comedy style you would expect in a movie, but that's what a lot of people relate some of these games to, especially the Grand Theft Auto series. When they have these great stories, you look at them and it's like, it's a completely interactive movie. And I think they might actually hit that title this time. I mean, I know that L.A. Noire had an amazing, amazing story and great dialogue. And I think this, just by that, may just one-up it. If anything, only on the dialogue. And I'm willing to give it a shot just for that. So, God, this comes out, they say next March, but they only say 2013 in there, so I'm saying this is going to be pushed to at least next Christmas. That's my guess. And I'm willing for them to take their time. I like the Valve approach. Take your sweet-ass time, because I want a 100% finished game when it comes out. or else I don't want DLC and patches on day one. So, yeah. Just some other things real quick. I'm still kind of surprised about Mass Effect, about BioWare. They may have been working on this before the two founders decided to leave the company. Mass Effect 3, which I haven't finished yet, and that's the end of like that franchise. It was designed to be finite. I mean, yes, they had an expansion DLC at the end to further flesh out what happened at the end, but it wasn't a continuation. BioWare, for some reason, says, you know what? It's an absolute cash cow. We're going to keep on milking that. So they have already announced they're going to make more Mass Effect games. How? They haven't said anything about like what's going to happen to it, what's the story, if it's the same universe, same characters, who knows? The only thing they have let us know as of late that the game engine was successfully ported over to their new game engine, Frostbite, which I know that engine is very, very flashy and very, very pretty. And that could be all said, good. But I'm curious about the story. Because I don't need just an MMO of Mass Effect. I don't need, strictly a multiplayer only version. I want a damn good story. That's what dragged me into the franchise to begin with. But, yeah. They keep on saying, expect the exact same universe and style and franchise. And, Sega fan, yeah, they might do the whole meanwhile in the other part of the universe. But that's almost like a cop-out. I mean, I would give them more props and more respect if they decided to go, okay, here's an alternate universe or an alternate retelling of what actually happened. And then spin it to a way where you can actually continue on a story, or maybe change the ending to where more fans would be happy or something like that. But just say, oh yeah, we're continuing. That doesn't give me any information whatsoever. Gives me no faith in it. So, we'll see. I saw the news about, hey, it's going to come out with the Frostbite engine. I'm like, okay, it'll look nice, but that only takes you so far. Okay, the last bit of news, and this is actually some video game / movie news. There's been tons and tons and tons of news lately about Ubisoft working on the Assassin's Creed movie, which we'll probably see sometime in 2014. Yeah, that's not the only game franchise that Ubisoft is looking to turn into a movie franchise. Let's talk a little bit about the Splinter Cell franchise. Yes, they are going to make a Splinter Cell movie. Haven't heard much about it just for the sole fact they've been focusing on Michael Fassbender and Assassin's Creed. But we finally know who's going to play... I couldn't believe when I read this. Who's going to play Sam Fisher in Splinter Cell, the movie? He was in a movie with a guy that liked to dress up like a bat. But his character also had a mask. And talked a lot, but no one could really understand him. To come out with it, Tom Hardy, who played, Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, has been signed to play Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell movie. He may have the physique to actually play the part. I'm not sure about personality or the look. I mean, yes, we're all going to see over the next 6 to 8 months a bunch of Bane / Splinter Cell references. The fans are going to make their own parodies and whatnot. But, yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Tom Hardy is going to play Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell movie. I'm guessing we won't see anything about this till after the Assassin's Creed movie. So I'm guessing 2015, 2016. So there is some time. But we'll see. But that's about it I want to talk about on this episode of AniBreak. Stay tuned for a short post show. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Stay tuned on Sunday comes back for our 20th episode of From Your Mother's Basement, so it should be a fun one. Thank you guys so much, and take care.